our former President, Dr. Pranab Mukherjee, Mr. Kiran Rijiju ji, Dr. Karan Singh ji, Governor Natwar Singh ji, Professor Vishwanath Karad, and the founder, Chief Convener, PCS, Shri Rahul V. Karad. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I am greatly honored by all of you to have considered me worthy of this award that you have given me today. I don't know why they chose me. I think your organizers will have to tell you, because I am not aware of what I have done. But for all of you to be here from all over the country, and especially our former President, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, when I first came into Parliament in 1980, that's 40 years ago today, he was the youngest finance minister of our country. And he was somebody that all of us youngsters then, we were youngsters then, time moves on, looked up to. And I'm very pleased and very proud that you have found time, sir, to be here today on this occasion, which has been a great honor for me. As we have heard, most of you are looking forward to a career to run this country. All of us here on this stage are now on our way out. And it's you who are in your way in. And it's you who are going to be eventually shoulder the responsibility of running our states and our countries. We have problems, you all know them. I don't want to go into national problems as of today, because everyone knows what's going on and what you all know, what you wish had to happen and what is happening. But I will take you back, as you have chosen me as a Chief Minister that you wish to emulate, to my own state. We are a state that suffered a great deal. Some of you, I am saying this because some of you may not know what Punjab has been through and what we were going through. We were, in 1947, right from Peshawar in the north to Multan and Bahawalpur in the south, right to the current borders of Pakistan and India. That was part of Punjab. And then they took it away, and it's now the bulk of what is Pakistan. Then in 1966, Haryana was created, and the area that was designated as our industrial belt went to Haryana, which is Gurgaon and Faridabad, etc. And why it was done there? It was done there by our Chief Minister, a very forward-looking Chief Minister, very able Chief Minister, Sardar Pratap Singh Kairong, because we were too close to the border and we were always having a skirmish with our neighbor. So he felt that the industrial belt should move out. So what was left of my state, which is today, is 200 kilometers this way and 200 kilometers that way. I am just 10.5 million acres of land. That's 105 lakh acres of land. So we are a small state. And then the country looked at us in the 60s to produce food, because in the 60s, we were at that time, had signed an agreement with America for the PL 480, which is known as PL 480, to get food grain from them, because our country couldn't produce enough food grain for our people. And Punjab was given the task to produce food. We got Philippines rices, we got Mexican wheats, and our universities all worked on them. And eventually came a time then we had to wind up PL 480 because Punjab produced the food that the country needed. We were at one time nearly 58% wheat and about 40% rice, which has now come down to about 36% wheat and about 34% rice, because other states have started developing this process. It started with us. So we grew as an agricultural state. And the net result was there was no industry. The only industry we had was along our GT road from the time we entered from Ambala till we reached Amritsar. And little industry was taking place, but not enough to cater to what Punjab required. The world is changing. No state or country can grow on an agricultural economy. You are students of economics. And we had to change to industry. And that is the process through which we are going today. We have emerged as a sort of a industrial hub, and people are looking at us. And you'll be happy to know that for the first time, over 58,000 crores is coming on the ground at the moment, and we are hopefully going to exploit that further. I think with this ongoing problems that is happening in China, we are already, a lot of interest is being shown by other countries who were earlier in China and now looking towards us as a destination. So hopefully Punjab will grow further in this. And I say this because we have a brain drain going on. You have a lot of Punjabis who are now they look at television. Every home has a television set, and they see how the world is developing and how they are developing, youngsters are developing in the world. And somebody's earmarked himself for Canada, and somebody's earmarked himself, and think they are taken for rides by these travel agents, etc. Many don't reach their destinations, and yet they want to go to make them better themselves in those countries. So now that is something that we want to try and stop by having our own industries and our own universities coming up. I've got an equivalent of Ashok University, the Palaksha University, which is now underway in Mohali. It's coming up. We have Amity University coming up. We have various universities all over the world coming up because we want that sort of material to be produced for the industry that is coming up. Just day before yesterday, we signed up with a German company, which is coming all the way from Germany to Punjab to put up their units. So that's an addition to what I've been telling you. So these are things that we are looking at now for our younger generation. The IT industry seems to have that bypassed us. At that stage, we were not in government and people were not very much interested. They continued to look at agriculture. But now we have to shift. And while the country needs our food, we give them the food. But the other thing which we have to watch out for always is a neighbor who is hostile to us. I was happy to see my picture on the screen today wearing uniform. And what is more interesting than the uniform was that I was much slimmer than what I am now. And that was something which for me has been a great experience in life. And I hope, well, you are already in universities, but some of us had the privilege of going through the finest military institutions in the country. I was 3 years very close to you, close to Pune, at the National Defence Academy at Khadakwasla, and then for a short while at the IMA Dehradun. I say a short while, normally it's a 1-year tenure. But thanks to the Chinese who came in, so we were pushed out earlier to our regiments and sent out. So I spent the first 2 years sitting on a hill overlooking China. But that was a great teaching experience. You serve your country, you die for your country. I've known many of my colleagues who have fallen for their country and never looked back at serving in uniform, whatever it may be. And many of my colleagues who were with me at the NDA or the IMA fell in the 65 war and then fell in the 71 war, fell at Kargil and various other places. But they did their duty to their country, and that is what a soldier wants always, to die in uniform. And I think most of them, nobody who went then would have any regrets. So these are things that we have to look at. Punjab contributes a great deal to the defense services. We are under threat constantly from our neighbor. Previously, it used to be crossing just for smuggling something or the other, but now drugs have become a very major problem, and my biggest thrust today is on drug elimination. They have used various methods. This is all coming through the Afghanistan, Pakistan into us. They are coming directly across the border. They send it across by drones. They send weapons across by drones. They send false, fake currency by drones to try and damage us.